What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios. Act like you got some sense, smash the like and subscribe button. Also, share the content. If you did right, there's the socials. Do what you know good. Follow us for more in depth conversation. And if you want to fund the madness directly, hit us up in the Cash App. That's $Vern Dollars. That's $Vern Dollars. DOLLAZ. Got a busy show for you today. The NFL draft. NFL draft is here. Who's watching it Thursday night? This thing's going to drag on forever. So we will come up with some surprise predictions by Yahoo Sports. This isn't me. This is Yahoo Sports and where people are projected to go and in the order they're projected to be selected also in the NFL draft. So that should be fun. Reggie Bush, his Heisman was reinstated. Find out why I think Reggie Bush should tell the Heisman Trust and also the NCAA to kiss his whole entire ass. Because that man got railroaded and he actually was not going to get extorted. And so they concocted this scheme, and trust me, it is worth the listen. And then we'll talk about the Jokic boys. They are under investigation by the NBA for an alleged fight after Tuesday night's win over the Los Angeles Lakers. And we will go over the adjustments made and how the Lakers lost that game a little bit more. Also tonight, you do have more NBA playoff games going on. So just a great night of basketball and football picks. And we'll get right into the Reggie Bush story when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. Drop the spot. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Download the app, order online, or visit the good folks at your local McDonald's. Try the new Bacon Cajun Ranch, crispy, juicy, tender chicken, applewood smoked bacon, and creamy Cajun Ranch sauce for a limited time only, folks, for a limited time only. Also, if you have the app downloaded and you have the rewards going on right now, you can get $5 off of any $10 purchase before taxes only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. All right, so we're going to start with Reggie Bush. And when this story broke, I said this is a bunch to do about nothing. And for a lot of the listeners who are young and not young, well, they're not old enough to remember the way that college was set up. It was a racket. College athletics was a racket that was put into motion, hiding behind a word called student athletes. So you didn't have to go ahead and pay them, and you didn't have to go ahead and let them share in the benefits. So they were able to foster a system for years where the schools made money, the conference made money, TV deals and everything, and the coaches got paid. It was unheard of for the kids who really get the eyeballs on the school to get anything out of it. And if you shut up and you play ball, then they rewarded you. Reggie Bush's situation was no different than any of those situations before him, but they turned that into a circus. Now, Bush, his Heisman came under some scrutiny after Vince Young's performance in 2006 BCS championship game. But that year, he got more first place votes than any other athlete other than O.J. Simpson. So when I think about that game, it is really the greatest football game that I can remember. I still remember where I was when Vince Young goes for that final drive. Oh my God, that was just like, it was crazy. That was what college football was all about. That was insane. Now, here's where we go ahead and we give you what really went down. Bush's parents lived rent-free in a house paid for by an agent in 2007, and Lloyd Lake put a name to those allegations. So it was always the agent. It was the agent. It was the agent. So the agent, in hopes to sign Reggie Bush, he went ahead and he gave his parents a place to stay, which was nice. Which was nice. He gave his parents a place to stay in hopes that, yeah, if I get my hooks into this guy early, then when he becomes this NFL super talent and they break him off with this huge contract, I'm going to get my money. How the NCAA didn't find this guy, this scumbag, because that's who Lloyd Lake is. Lloyd Lake is a scumbag who preys upon kids. And let this be a lesson when you see all of these colleges and all of these universities sit up here and try and feed people this narrative that these people, he came from meager means. Yeah, and you exploited him for your own gain. What can you get out of him? What can you get out of his talent? Don't give me any crap about this being about the kid. It's just take the naive blinders off for a second. Then, when he didn't sign, Lloyd Lake, he was suing Bush and his family for $300K. And then Lake claimed that the family accepted the cash and living arrangements between 2004 and 2006. In January, he agreed to cooperate with the NCAA investigators regarding the matter. Remember when I said they would blackmail you if you didn't play ball? I just said this literally 60 seconds ago, that they would blackmail you if you didn't play ball. Yeah, this does sound familiar. The only reason he let his parents stay in a better neighborhood rent-free was because he wanted a piece of Bush's pro contract. But when that didn't work out, then this dude started snitching. But you dudes, y'all respect that. The crybabies and the snitching. And now you know why I'm 1,000% right about this, because the very next quote from the article reads, Lake settled with Bush in 2010. Notably, Bush did not sign with Lake's agency. So that's all this was. All this was about an agency that he tried to get a piece of Reggie Bush's pro contract. And when Reggie wanted no part of that, now if you don't give me what I need, I'm going to go ahead and sue you. And how the NCAA doesn't have any sanctions against this agent, against his agency, makes no sense to me. If this was battle rap, they dropped that Don DeMarco right now. Don DeMarco. Bam, 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 bam. Bang, bang, bang. But see, ESPN and Fox Sports, they teach you all how to respect the rats and the idiots and the snitches and the crybabies. And then they have their sacred cows that you can't say anything about and not receive any criticism. But here you have someone who's actively going out trying to pose like they're trying to be all about the students, and then sit up here, and when it doesn't work out, I didn't get my money. Wang. I'm out this money. Wang. Bro, you should have had an agreement right then and there. If Reggie Bush signed something, that's totally different. But if you sitting here like, okay, Reggie's going to sign to me, I'm going to go ahead and put him on here. And then what kind of agreement did y'all have in place? Because clearly he didn't know about it and he wasn't down for it. USC was forced to vacate the final 2 wins of the 2004 national title season and all of its wins in 2005. USC also suffered major scholarship reductions and a 2-year postseason ban. One question nobody has asked to this day is what happened to Lloyd Lake? What kind of punishment and sanctions did his firm get for knowingly targeting college kids, giving them money, then blackmailing them? Yeah, I thought so. I'll wait. None. The 2004 Trojans were ultimately stripped of their national championship by the FWAA and the BCS. The Associated Press still recognizes USC. Most relevant, the Heisman Trust ultimately decided to take the award back, making the first time in the history of the award that the trophy was returned. So freaking what? Boo hoo. It's a fake place. It's a fake place. I'm just being honest with you. You can't take a Heisman to a bank and cash a Heisman. So what? It's a fake place. Oh, it's this brotherhood. It's just that. Man, look, people create clubs and teams all the time just to be like, look at me. Wah, wah, wah. But see, I want to know who stood by Reggie Bush as he refused to cave in or be extorted. Publicly, not privately, or some fake ass text message. It just the people who thought this was excessive. It has to be some people who thought that all of this was excessive. Someone else thought the same thing. Huh? Bum, bum, bum. And I'll go ahead and give you that special someone when we come back from an unofficial sponsor of the show, giving us our 20-second slam. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. Yes, Little Caesars, Pizza. Download the app, order online, or visit the good folks at your local Little Caesars. Try the pepperoni crazy puffs, only $3.99. You can make it a meal when you add any 2-liter to that. Also, NFL draft night tonight. Thinking about a pizza? Try the stuffed pretzel crust with cheese sauce, only $10.99. So many options, so many great food items on the menu. Little Caesars, pizza. All right. So, who else thought that this whole thing had been malicious? How about Judge Frederick Shaler? He called the NCAA investigations malicious and exploited that the NCAA fractions report contained materials and false statements. Now, keep that in mind because I know people that never came out. And see, this happened when they were overseeing a case for the ex-USC running backs coach Todd McNair in 2012. And he called Reggie Bush, the treatment of Reggie Bush malicious, and was forced to separate from USC as part of the NCAA's punishment. But this judge also says that the infractions report contained material false statements, and the NCAA spent a decade delaying the trial with appeals. So they kept trying to appeal this for a decade. Nobody ever did any follow-ups. And now they want to sit here and say, Reggie Bush finally got his Heisman back. Look, kiss my ass. The NCAA, kiss my ass. Y'all knew I was getting extorted. And then it took a judge in 2012 to tell you that those statements in the infraction part was false. And he named Reggie Bush. It just wasn't about Todd McNair. He named Reggie Bush. And those false statements. And if it wasn't false and it wasn't damning, why did the NCAA spend a decade appealing this case and delaying the trial? And then they finally settled out with McNair for an undisclosed amount because it was fake. So the judge said the infraction report contained false statements to the point that the NCAA tried to deny this trial for a decade. They don't tell you that. So if this was all fabricated, what did the NCAA do? In 2021, the NCAA remained in character and upheld the Bush was ineligible, even though the rules have now changed in spite of the Supreme Court ruling. The NCAA will not reinstate his 2005 season records. In turn, the Heisman Trust, they started hiding their heads. So the Heisman Trust could have came out and said, hey, look, no, we're giving this dude his Heisman back. They could have did this in 2021. But instead, the Heisman Trust, they hid behind a rule that makes Reggie ineligible for the award if his playing records are vacated. Man, punk ass Heisman Trust. All these guys sitting around, every time the college playoff comes around, they cut these goofy guys off. We all won the Heisman from different years. We're watering the lawn. We're living in one house. Man, you're not doing any of that. And Reggie, he remained in litigation for a defamation suit against the NCAA. Nobody talked about that at all. And this is all public record. The lawsuit is based on the NCAA's malicious attacking his character through a completely false and highly offensive statement that was widely reported in the media and substantially and irreparably damaged his reputation. According to the statement by Bush's lawyers, what was the NCAA's response? The NCAA rules did not permit a pay-for-play type of arrangement. Now, let me go ahead and stop you right there. He did not take money from this Lloyd Lake character. Lloyd Lake is a scumbag. And that guy, he knowingly targeted a kid because he came from lesser means and hopes to get a piece of his NFL money. Because that's what he was going to do. He was going to use that guy to finance his kid's future and build his generational wealth off the back of a kid who's trying to play his way out of a situation. You have Johnny Manziel on tape and video signing autographs and memorabilia, and him telling a guy who's getting him to do this, hey, this isn't being recorded, is it? I'm not going to get in trouble, am I? He was doing that to get a kickback. That is pay to play. Reggie didn't take anything from this guy. Not at one time did Reggie take money from this dude. This dude let his parents stay in a better neighborhood. This guy gave his parents some money. Not once did it say that he physically gave Reggie Bush money. The NCAA used this colorful language, just like they came up with the student athlete con to get out of paying kids. Pay to play. Pay to play. And really what it was you're going to play and pay me because I furnished means for your family. And then it took a judge in 2012 to look at everything that this boy was going through and been like, look, the infraction that you all said this dude was a part of, it contained so many false statements. But see, that wasn't the narrative. The narrative had already been built that we can't go ahead and give Reggie Bush back anything because he was in a pay-to-play situation, when it had nothing to do with that at all. ESPN will not retract that story. And if it wasn't fake, then why would the NCAA spend a decade not only delaying delaying the trial, but also putting out appeals before they finally settled with this guy, the running backs coach. Again, we just got to be real about this. And when you cozy up to power, this is what happens. You start to say what they want you to say. You don't question them. And still to this day, nobody can tell you where Lloyd Lake is and what penalties Lloyd Lake had to suffer for manipulation, tampering, collusion, because that's what the NCAA did. Because when he found out that he couldn't cave in and extort Reggie Bush, then I'm cooperating now. I'm cooperating because I want my money. When you shouldn't have gave it to him in the first place. Oh, you gave it to his parents. You didn't give it to Reggie. The NCAA spokesman said in a statement that the NCAA infractions process exists to promote fairness in college sports. The rules that govern fair play are voted on, agreed, and expected to be upheld by the NCAA members and member schools. That's all well and good, but it's a lie-founded and fabricated evidence. A judge ruled as such. You're clinging to a lie to pretend you have the moral high ground. And then guess what? We're going to give Reggie Bush his Heisman back. All's well that ends well. Man, get the hell out of here. Take that Heisman, shove it up y'all's ass. You and the NCAA. Robbing these kids for years. And then you got the gall to sit up there and act like kids shouldn't be paid. No, they should. They should. We'll be back. Got a lot more show. This is Big Vern at App Stupid.